Wix Studio's AI website builder for web designers makes it easier than ever to plan, build, and launch professional websites in no time. And in this tutorial, you're going to learn how to use Wix Studio to generate sitemaps and wireframes with AI. We'll also customize layouts in the visual editor, improve your website copy, and prepare your site to go live. Best of all, Wix Studio gives you the flexibility to create unique designs that fit your client's specific needs while saving you time on the build process. And real quick before we get started, if you get any value out of this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to the Blog with Ben YouTube channel. Helps me bring you more resources, and it keeps you up to date with all the AI, web, and tech trends happening throughout the year. But either way, thank you so much for all your support. All right, with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so first things first, we'll be building this site through our Wix Studio Discover dashboard. Now, I assume you already have your Wix Studio account set up, but if you don't, visit the link in the video description below to get started for free. Okay, let's build our site with AI. So from your Wix Studio Discover dashboard, click the Create New Site button, and a drop-down will appear where you have a few ways to get started. And for this tutorial, we'll be using Studio Sitemaps and wireframes. And as a web designer, this feature is a huge advantage because it leverages AI to help you lay the foundation of your project before you dive into the build. As you can see here, you'll be guided to the Generate Site Structure with AI form. And by entering project details like business type, audience, and goals, it gives you a tailored starting point that saves time, keeps clients aligned, and makes the design process more efficient while leaving room for creativity. And on that note, let's fill this out to start building our site with AI. So the first step is to choose the business type. And in this example, I'll start typing fitness, and you can see Wix Studio instantly gives me multiple suggestions like fitness trainer, fitness coach landing page, etc. And I'm going to go ahead and select fitness trainer. Next, we need to describe the business. Now, you can either type this out manually or let AI help you. And for this demo, I'll click the option to complete the form with AI. And as you can see, the AI fills in a detailed description of the business, covering the services offered and the overall value to clients. And it doesn't just stop at the business type. The AI can go ahead and complete the rest of the form for you as well, filling in details like the business description, services offered, target audience, unique value, and even suggested goals for the site. And this saves you an incredible amount of time during the early planning phase. Now, of course, as a web designer, you'll want to carefully review each section to make sure the content is accurate, on brand, and tailored to your client's specific needs. But think of the AI's output as a solid first draft. It gets about 70 to 80% of the work out of the way, and then instead of starting from scratch, you'll simply refine and polish it. And this way, you can spend less time on the repetitive setup work and more time focusing on the creative aspects of design, strategy, and client collaboration. Then you can always click the Optimize Responses to regenerate the form with AI, or you can manually make your edits, like changing the site's main service to be writing a blog. Then once you're satisfied with what you've entered in the form, click the Continue button in the bottom right corner of the screen. Next, you'll be given a couple of options of how you'd like to proceed with generating the site. Now, Wix Studio lets you choose between creating a visual sitemap only or a visual sitemap with wireframes. Now, if you select visual sitemap only, the AI will map out the overall structure of the site, essentially giving you a clear outline of all the main pages and how they connect. And this is helpful if you just want to establish the site's framework first and then design the layouts later. On the other hand, choosing visual sitemap and wireframes takes things a step further by generating unstyled page layouts complete with elements and placeholder content. And this option gives you a working wireframe for each page right away, so you can quickly visualize how the site will function and present that to your client. It's a great way to move from planning to design in one seamless step. So for this example, we'll be generating a visual sitemap and wireframes. So I'll keep that option selected and click the Start Generating button, and Wix Studio gets to work generating the sitemap and wireframes of our new fitness website and blog. And this usually takes a minute or so to complete, but let me fast forward for the sake of time. And then once the AI has finished generating, you'll land inside the visual sitemap. This is where you can see the entire structure of your website laid out in a clean, organized way. At the top, you'll notice the main pages like Home, About Us, Our Services, Resources, Privacy Policy, and Contact. Each one expands to show the key sections within the page, giving you a clear blueprint on how your content is organized. Then below that, you'll see automatically generated sections for things like blog pages and even site search results. And what's really helpful here is that the sitemap isn't just a static diagram. It's interactive, so you can add, remove, or rearrange pages with just a few clicks. Now, when you're ready to start designing, you can move straight into the wireframes. And to do that, simply click the Edit Site button located in the upper right corner, and Wix Studio will open up the unstyled layouts that it generated for you. These wireframes include placeholders for headers, sections, and footers, along with suggested page elements based on the details that you entered earlier in the form. And this gives you a functional starting point to build on. Instead of creating every page from scratch, you already have a design scaffold in place. So from here, you could start customizing the layouts, applying your brand styles, and swapping in real content to bring the site to life. Again, this is just a wireframe, so think of it as the architectural sketch of your site rather than the finished design. And for web designers, this is incredibly powerful because it allows you to focus on structure, hierarchy, and functionality before you dive into the aesthetics. And at this point, you'll probably want to review the wireframes for all the different sections of your site, not just the homepage. And Wix Studio makes this really easy with the page drop-down menu and the top of the editor. And by clicking on that drop-down, you can instantly see every page that is generated in your sitemap. Things like Home, About Us, Our Services, etc. Simply select a page from the list, and the editor will load the wireframe for you to review. For example, if I click on Blog, you can see Wix Studio has already created a wireframe layout with placeholders for blog posts, titles, preview images, and meta details like author and publish date. This gives you a clear visual starting point that you can refine into a fully branded design. And what's great about this navigation is that it allows you to quickly jump between different parts of your site to check structure, adjust layouts, and start mapping out the user flow. All right, then let's head back to our homepage by selecting Home from the drop-down. And then making edits to this wireframe is handled right here in the visual editor. So next, let's move on and start redesigning this wireframe. So this is where the real flexibility of Wix Studio comes into play. Everything on the page is fully interactive, so you can click directly on elements like headers, text blocks, or sections and immediately start customizing them. Whether you want to adjust the layout, update the structure, or refine the messaging, it all happens in one place, visually, without digging into complicated settings. Additionally, when we click on any specific element, the side panel opens up as well, giving us even more control over customization. This panel is where you can fine-tune settings like layout, spacing, backgrounds, and even responsiveness. It acts as your design command center, allowing you to make structural adjustments while keeping the overall workflow seamless. And speaking of that, let me quickly show you how easy the Wix Studio Visual Editor is to use. First, let's swap out this placeholder background image on the home screen, and all you need to do is click directly on that background section and then head over to the media settings in the side panel. And from here, you'll see an option to change media. And when you click that, Wix Studio gives you several options. You can upload your own image, you can choose from free stock resources like Unsplash. You can even browse the Wix Media Library or even generate brand new visuals with the built-in AI image creator. And this flexibility is huge for web designers because it means you're not stuck hunting for assets outside the platform. And in this example, let's try out the AI image creator. So I'll select that option. And this opens up the AI interface, and all you have to do is describe the type of image you want in a text prompt. So in this case, something like modern fitness center, high ceilings, natural lighting, red and black color scheme. Then you could pick the style, such as photo, illustration, or even something more stylized like 3D or sketch, and we'll stick with photo. And then after you've made your selection, click the Create Image button, and Wix will generate a custom background for you in seconds. And check that out, Wix Studio's internal AI image generator is actually really good. It's stuck to the prompt. We got our high ceiling fitness center with the red and black color scheme, natural lighting, looks great. And then if you like what you see, simply click the Use Image button, And Wix Studio will take you directly into the built-in photo editor. This is where you can fine-tune the image before it goes live on your site. The editor gives you a variety of powerful yet easy-to-use tools, from cropping and resizing to adjusting colors, brightness and contrast, to applying filters that help match your site's visual style. You can also remove unwanted objects, upscale the resolution for sharper clarity, or add decorative elements to make the image feel more custom. And for the sake of this example, I'll upscale the image really quick since this will be used on the home page. And then once you've made all the adjustments you need, just hit save, and the polished image is applied instantly to the media library. Then to officially apply it to your wireframe, click the Change Background button. And this will apply the image to the background, and now your site is starting to look less like a draft and more like a professional finished design without ever leaving the Wix Studio environment. Next, you can make additional edits to the image within the side panel. For example, under the background color, where it's currently set to white, you can click that color swatch and change it to whatever you like by using the color picker tool. And the idea here is to add a dark background color so that when we change the opacity, which you can do here with this lever, sliding it to reduce the opacity reveals more of the dark background color and will allow our text to stand out, which will be more noticeable when we change the color of the text in a few moments. Another thing you could do here is within the side panel is apply overlays to your background image. For example, by toggling on a pattern overlay, you can instantly give your site's visuals a unique texture or style. Wix Studio provides a variety of overlay patterns to choose from, whether you want something subtle or minimal or a bold graphic effect. This adds another layer of customization that helps your site stand out while still keeping the editing process super simple and intuitive. Next, let's go over how to change the color of the text. So to do that, click on the text element that you want to update, and in this case, it's our headline. And from here, look over to the right-hand side panel, and under the design section, you'll see the color option. By default, this text is set to black, but if we wanted to stand out and let it jump a little bit against the darker background, we can switch it to white. So just click on that color swatch and select white, and instantly the text updates on the canvas. Same thing goes for any text element within the wireframe. Just click on it to select that particular element and make your changes. This is a simple but effective way to make sure your design is readable and polished. And anytime you're working with darker backgrounds, using white text is a great way to create contrast and keep everything easy to see. Another edit you can easily make is the site title and logo, which are located in the upper left corner of the header. And editing them is just like any other element. Place your cursor on them and click on it to access it and make your changes. Just like typing on a Google Doc or email, you could type out what you want this new site title to be. Then for the logo, simply click on it to bring up the toolbar. And from here, select the Change Vector Art button. And this opens up the media library where you can either upload your own custom logo file or browse through Wix's wide collection of vector art. You can search by category or type in a keyword like fitness to instantly pull up designs that fit your brand. Then once you've found one that works best for you, just click on it and then hit Add to Page. And the new logo will instantly replace the old one. And from there, you can also customize the fill colors to better match your site's color palette, ensuring your logo seamlessly blends with the rest of your design. Next, I want to show you how to leverage AI within the editor to enhance your copy. So if we scroll down a bit, you'll see the placeholder headline that currently reads, "Our comprehensive services." And clicking on the text brings up the editing toolbar. Here alongside the usual edit options, you'll notice a button labeled Generate Text with AI, and selecting this opens the AI Text Creator panel, where you can provide a few details about your business and whatnot. And you'll start by entering your business type and your business name. Then you'll choose the type of text that you want the AI to generate, either a title or paragraph. And in this case, since we're working on a headline, we'll keep it set to title. Then for topic, you can select from the dropdown or create your own. And here we'll type in services headline as the custom topic. Then once the information is filled in, click Create Text, and the AI will generate a set of headline options for you to choose from. For example, you might see suggestions like transform your body with our services, unlock your potential with Elevate Fitness, or your fitness journey starts here. From there, simply pick the option that best fits your brand voice and message, And by clicking it, the new AI generated headline will instantly replace the placeholder, giving you polished and engaging copy in seconds. Then for the sake of time, I'm not going to make any more edits to this site or page, but hopefully you're starting to see the benefits of Wix Studio's AI Builder and why it could be such a powerful AI website builder for web designers. Instead of getting bogged down in the repetitive parts of building a site, the AI takes care of the structure, layout, and initial design so you could focus on what really matters, your creative vision and your client's unique needs. All right, then once you're done, or even if you just want to review your changes before going live, I recommend previewing the site. So in the upper right corner, you'll see an eyeball icon, and if you click that small arrow next to it, you'll get two options. The first is Preview and Editor, which lets you quickly check your site without leaving the Editing tab. And the second is Preview as Test Site, which opens a separate tab and shows you a fully functional version of your site as if it were already published. And this is especially helpful for web designers because you can see exactly how layouts, animations, and responsive behaviors will perform for visitors across different devices. And that's one of the biggest benefits for using this AI website builder because it saves time while still giving you the accuracy and control that you need to deliver professional results to your clients. Okay, next, let me quickly go over some SEO and site settings that you'll want to configure before going live. Now, we're not going to be going through them in detail, but I still want to show you how to access them for your next project. So on that note, let's move on and go over some important SEO and site settings to help lay the foundation for a successful site launch. All right, in this section of the tutorial, we are going to quickly go over some SEO and site settings that you'll want to configure before going live. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we won't be going through them all in detail, but I still want to show you how to access them for your next projects. First, let's go over the SEO settings. So you can access these by clicking the menu in the upper left corner, and then going to Site and selecting SEO. From there, you'll land on the SEO and Generative Engine Optimization dashboard. And inside the SEO panel, there are three key sections that you'll want to be familiar with. The first is the SEO Assistant. This tool gives you a checklist of items to complete, highlights any issues that could impact your site's visibility, and even provides recommendations. It's essentially a guided roadmap to make sure your site is optimized before launch. The second is Site Performance on Google. Here you can connect directly to Google Search Console and monitor how your site is performing in search results. This gives you real data on clicks, impressions, and overall visibility, so you know exactly how your site is being found. And then third, the Tools and Settings section. This is where you'll find advanced options like SEO settings, URL redirects, site verification, and sitemaps. And these tools give you the flexibility to fine-tune your site and ensure everything is structured in a way that both users and search engines can understand. Now, as a web designer, this is a huge benefit because it allows you to not only design a visually impressive site, but also deliver one that performs well in search engines. And having built-in SEO tools means you don't have to juggle third-party integrations or rely on your guesswork. You can quickly identify issues, make improvements, and ensure your client's site is discoverable in the search engines. Next, let's take a look at the site settings. So from the editor, click the hamburger icon in the upper left corner, and then that'll open a drop-down menu, and from there hover over Site, and this time select Settings. This will bring you to the main settings dashboard where you can manage some of the most important details of your site. And the settings we want right now are within the website section. So select that one from the list, and from here you'll be able to adjust your site name so it's easy to identify in your dashboard in the back end. You could also set your site address, URL, and connect a custom domain if you want a branded web address instead of a default Wix domain. You'll also find options to update your favicon, which is the little icon that appears in the browser tab next to your site title, and upload a general social image. And this is the image that will automatically appear when your site is shared on social platforms like Facebook or X. Finally, in the same section, you can manage your plan and subscription and even view your site history, which lets you restore previous versions of your site if needed. All right, now that we've gone over the general site settings, the next step is connecting your domain. This is what gives your website its own professional web address instead of using the default Wix URL. So next, let me show you where you can connect a custom domain. Okay, so before we dive into connecting a domain, I want to point out that the following footage that we're about to look at is from a previous Wix Studio tutorial that I created. And the reason for that is simple. I didn't want to purchase an entirely new plan just for this walkthrough. But since the steps for connecting a custom domain and launching your site are exactly the same, this earlier tutorial works perfectly to guide you through the process. So just know that some things will look a little different in terms of the aesthetics of the site, but all the steps to connect and launch the domain will be the exact same. So with that being said, let's jump in and take a look at how to connect your domain and launch your Wix Studio site. Okay, so within your Wix Studio editor, if you're using a free account and you look towards the top of the screen, you'll see that since I started with a free account, Wix Studio gave my site a temporary domain. This isn't ideal and is pretty awful for SEO. So if you're serious about your blog and your business, you'll want to upgrade to a paid Wix Studio plan and take advantage of their free custom domain for a year. So one way to do that is by clicking the upgrade button towards the top of the screen, and from this little drop down, click the Compare Plans button to get a better idea of what plans are offered to see what will work best for you. And Wix Studio offers 5 premium plans, each designed for different business needs and budgets. Additionally, each plan comes with a free custom domain for a year. So whenever you've decided on a plan, click the Select button. And next you'll need to choose a billing cycle. When upgrading your Wix plan, you'll notice that Wix offers 4 billing cycles: monthly, yearly, 2-year, and 3-year. The key benefit is lower monthly costs when you commit to a longer billing cycle. Also, please know that if you do choose the monthly billing cycle instead of a yearly plan, the free domain isn't included, unfortunately. Just FYI. Okay, once you've selected your billing cycle, click the Continue to Checkout button. And next you'll be prompted to enter your payment details and select your payment method. You can pay by credit card or PayPal, and then enter your invoice details. Then also be sure to review the summary on the right, ensuring all details are correct. You can enter a promo code there as well if you have one. And then once it's all filled out and everything looks good, click Submit Purchase to complete your payment. And in a few seconds, you'll get a notification that your site is now premium and to move to the next step, which is to select and connect a custom domain to your site. And you can do that right here from this screen. Wix provides this little domain checker where all you have to do is type your desired domain in that little search bar and click Search. And if the domain is available, you'll get this notification and you'll be able to claim it by clicking that Get It button. Then for this demo video, I purchased a month-to-month Wix plan, so if you recall, the free domain wasn't included with my plan. However, if you purchased an annual Wix premium plan, you won't have to pay for this domain for the first year. But either way, I have to pay for mine, so I'll select the registration period and click the Continue button. Next, you'll be prompted to enter your contact info in order to register the domain, and registering your domain is critical because it makes the domain officially yours. This means no one else can use the same domain for their website, and it ensures your visitors can always find you. So first, you'll need to provide some basic details. Just fill this form out, and if you are the tech and admin for the domain, just leave those 2 boxes checked. However, if you have an admin and tech specialist managing your domains, you'll want to uncheck those boxes and enter their contact info. Either way, once this is filled out, click the Continue button. And next, Wix offers privacy and security features to help protect your personal information and secure your domain. Reason for this is that anytime you purchase a domain, your contact info is used in the Whois directory, meaning anyone can access that and find your personal info. So if you want to keep your personal info safe, I recommend purchasing one of the premium protection add-ons. I personally use the private registration and DNSSEC. It's only $12.90 for the entire year, but this is premium security for your domain, identity, your visitors' data, and more. There's also the private registration that still protects your personal info, but if you want the best privacy and security, I recommend getting the private registration and DNSSEC option. So, after you've selected your privacy and security option, review the total and click the Continue button. Finally, review your payment method and the one that I just used to upgrade will still be listed here. So I'll keep that selected to pay for this domain, and then whenever ready, click the Submit Purchase button, and your payment will be processed, as well as the domain being connected to your Wix site. So this may take a few seconds for it to officially go through, so just sit tight really quick while it does its thing. And in a few moments, you'll get this notification letting you know that your domain is officially yours and connected to your Wix site. Awesome. Now, you may also see this business email notification below it. I'm not going to go through that in this video, but if you want to set that up, you can do so here. You can also set that up in your Wix dashboard, so don't feel obligated to do the email setup right now if you don't want to. Next, there's one last important step that we need to take in order for this domain to connect to our blog. So click where it says Go to Domains, and this takes you to your domain management section of your Wix account dashboard. And since this is a brand new domain, you'll see these warnings essentially telling you that you need to confirm your domain's registration. And this will be done through email and the email address that you signed up with. So head over to that inbox, and Wix will send you an email that looks something like this. Please keep in mind that you have 15 days to verify your contact info. If you don't, your site will be taken down. So please keep an eye out for this email. And once you open it, click the Continue to Verify Now button. And here you'll just make sure all the contact info that's listed is correct. And if it is, click the Verify Information button. And just like that, the contact info has been verified, and this domain will officially be registered and will stay online. Then back at the dashboard, if you're still seeing those notices, just keep refreshing the page, and in a few moments they should be cleared and your domain will be officially connected to your site. All right, the last thing to do is publish the blog and launch it for the world to see. All right, all of your hard work is paid off, and it's finally time to launch your site. And as you can see, we still need to publish the site so that people can access it online. So first things first, let's head back to the Wix Studio Editor by clicking the Go to Site Editor button. Then from here, simply click the Publish button in the upper right corner of the screen. And in a few moments, just like that, your site is live, and you'll get this success notification where you can visit your site to see what it looks like and ensure that the domain has been connected. Which I apologize that my screen recording doesn't show the domain, but I can confirm that the custom domain that I purchased with my premium plan is showing here and connected to my blog. All right, that's going to do it for this tutorial. You've seen how to plan with Wix Studio's sitemaps and wireframes, generate layouts and copy with AI, refine in the visual editor, run essential SEO checks, and then preview and launch. And if you're looking for an AI website builder for web designers that speeds up planning while keeping you in control of the final design, Wix Studio is a solid choice. And to get started, just use the link in the video description below and you can start for free. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So that's going to do it for this video. If you found it helpful, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Blog with Ben YouTube channel. Also, if you're looking to start a blog, check out these two videos on how to build, grow, and monetize a WordPress blog. They'll walk you through the entire process step by step. And as always, your support means a great deal to me and my family, and for that, I thank you. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.